Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Bad Thoughts Studios. Today we got a special episode. Of course, you guys know me, House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones fan, and I got a wonderful panel who also love the show. And we're going to be watching two trailers. House of the Dragon, they released two trailers today, Team Green trailer and Team Black trailer. So we're going to get into that and kind of give our thoughts of what we thought about the trailer. But first, I want to introduce my panel. I'm starting with X-Rod. I don't know if this is like the second or third episode we've done with House of the Dragon, but because we did a whole lot with season 1, but I don't know if we've talked about season 2 yet with you. Have we?
No, we haven't
No.
talked about
Okay.
season 2 at all yet, and I actually haven't been trying to follow it because I want to be excited. So that's why I'm excited to watch these trailers, and I'm really hoping they're as fire as the whole first season was. So
yeah, we're gonna get into all that, and but thank you for joining me, bro. Appreciate it. OG, it's been a while, man. I haven't seen you in a while. When you hopped in, I was like, I don't think I recognize this guy.
Who is this guy? You know, it's great to be back, Tones, with you. It's good to be back with Jay and X-Rod. First time, brother. It's good to be talking shop with you as well. But yeah, thanks for having me on, Tones. And you can find me on YouTube, Orange Grove 55. We talk a lot about theme parks, but we dip into a lot of other stuff too. We talk about, Star Wars, Marvel, the studio side, and a lot of corporate stuff too. That corporate Game of Thrones, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? So check us out at Orange Grove 55.
Yeah, guys, please go follow Orange Grove 55 on YouTube and also on Twitter. He also tags a lot of fun things on Twitter too. But if you guys are Disney fanatics like him and the crew, please go give him a follow. I'll put all his stuff in the description below. Yeah, Jay Shear, good to have you back, bro. How's everything, man?
Hey, it's good, man. Like I'm pleased to be back talking about House of the Dragon because it's been a long time since we've seen any House of the Dragon. Feels like, I mean, it's over a year, right? We've been over a year since we've seen it. Yeah, well over a year. So I'm stoked to talk about this. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. When we did the episode when I kind of asked your opinion for what you would have done for season 8 of Game of Thrones. I knew right then that you were actually into the show as much as I was.
That's right.
And you have that director and producer kind of end to it, and also story writing end to it. So I love to hear your perspective on something that a lot of people say flopped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to have you on for this one.
Thanks for having me on, brother.
Of course. And also, if you could let the people know what you have got going on right now and where they can find you at.
Yeah, I'm over here on Orange Grove 55 with this guy. Every once every 2 weeks or something like that. I'm on the Orange Grove 55 show.
Yeah.
You can also catch me on How Stories Work with Jay Shear. The latest episode is with this guy. It's with Tones and Candid Camper. We were talking about the story that they've got in the works, which is awesome. So, and it's very Game of Thrones like, by the way. So go check out the episode How Stories Work with Jay Shear. And then sometime this year, my short film will come out. I don't know when that's going to happen. But I got a text from my my DP who's also editing it, and he said that he wants to get back into working on it. So in the next few weeks, month or so, you might see a short film from me.
Yes, sir. I'm super excited. And guys, please go follow him. He has a short film coming out pretty soon. We're hoping. His story or his YouTube channel where he does stories with Jay Shear are fantastic. It actually got me into writing even more. I was telling him this before. It got me into wanting to write the story I'm writing. By the way, just finished the first draft.
Yes.
We are officially done. I sent it out to the crew. They're taking a look at it.
There was a small heart attack though with that first draft.
Oh yes. I will let you guys remind me after to tell them what happened. It's scary moment. But yeah, let's get into it, guys. We have House of the Dragon season 2 coming out. They just announced June 16th, so we got an official date, June 16th. For those who don't know, we do a lot of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon content on this channel. Every episode we are going to be doing a recap of every episode. Also, we're going to be putting out short videos of the actual parts that we've seen in the show and to get our live facial reactions as well. hopefully we don't get copyright for that, but you know, we want to do that as well for this season, because we didn't get to do it last season, which was we did it for one episode last season, which was unfortunate, because I really would have loved to see our live reactions for certain parts for some of those episodes. But yeah, that's first of all, you guys have not seen it.
I haven't seen it
yet. No,
I've seen the Team Black one, and I haven't seen the other one though. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We all showed up wearing black, so I feel like
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. That might be a sign, dude.
Oh, man. I'm officially Team Black. That's Rainier is my queen for sure.
Nice.
But yeah, you guys ready? You guys want to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. This is the official green trailer. All right.
For the one true King Aegon!
Many weeks ago, my lord husband was alive, and the realm was at peace. On his deathbed, he knew the realm would never accept a queen. Rhaenyra's supporters will believe what they wish, but Viserys wanted Aegon to succeed him.
They wish now not for the good of the realm, but for the satisfaction of vengeance.
Plot against the king, and I will pay it back 100 times over. I'm as fearsome as any of them.
You have no idea the sacrifices that were made to put you on that throne.
My uncle is a challenge I welcome. If he dares face me.
We will prevail and bring forth peace. But you must accept that the path to victory now is one of violence.
Good. To war, then.
That was Rhaegar.
All my life, I've endeavored to serve both my house and the realm, and somehow none of it matters.
Hold to your courage! For the one true King Aegon!
Holy shit. June 16th.
Wow.
All right, so that was the Team Green one. We'll get right into the Team Black, but wow, I actually didn't see the crown that it was like his face mat or his head what's it called, his head shield or whatever, with the crown on the top. I didn't see that the first time. That's sick. All right, we got Team Black coming up.
Here we go.
All right, this is the Team Black trailer, guys.
There we go.
We fight for our queen!
My father chose me, his firstborn child, to succeed him. He held to his decision until death. And yet,
Alicent's son sits my throne. I mean to fight this war and win it.
Damon's like, hell yeah.
The realm will soon tear itself apart. If men do not remember the oath sworn to King Viserys.
Yes, they're in the north.
To his rightful heir.
Bro, that was the wall.
That was.
The High House are marching. You must crush this beast at its head.
Our terms are very simple. Renounce the false king and bend the knee to the king, or your house burns.
Look at that armor.
and the desire to kill and burn takes hold and reason is forgotten. You will not even remember what began the war in the first place.
We fight for our queen!
I feel what I've begun.
Oh, bro.
Fantastic. Can I just say real quick, Tones?
Yes, sir.
As a Star Wars fan, I'm super mad because that's like basically what I wanted from the Acolyte, like that tone, that energy, that intensity, and we didn't get it. That was The Team Black, I like both a lot, but that Team Black one was just intense, bro. That was amazing.
Dude, bro, if you're Team Green, you're a psychopath, bro. Who's rooting for them? Who's rooting for Team Green? Get out of here.
For real. Like it's funny because like you kind of know which team people are gonna vote for. You know that we kind of followed Rhaenyra in the first season, but it's like you said, dude. If you somehow turn to Team Black or Team Green, like you're a psychopath.
Yeah,
dude, what the hell?
Yeah,
got issues.
You get on the throne and you're immediately like, get your ass off that throne, bro. Like, get out of here.
If you have even a little bit of a conscience, and then you also know all the background, no, this guy is false. Put him on those swords that he's sitting on, because no. Hell no.
So the funny thing is, okay, let me say this though. The only way, which is weird if someone had gone through this, but if you had started with this season and never watched Game of Thrones, you won't know who the true Aegon, Aegon that Viserys was speaking of, because we all know that Jon Snow, Aegon Targaryen, was the prince that was promised.
Yep.
So if you say that, if you think that way, okay, you hear Viserys say, Aegon, I want him to be king.
Yeah.
Like it makes that part would make sense, but most of us know what's going on, and you're, like I say, you're a psycho.
Well, and the thing too with the thing I love about House of Dragon too is like if it's one of those shows where even if you didn't watch Game of Thrones and you just picked up the show from the beginning, but you never watched the original Game of Thrones, you could still get a lot out of this. But like obviously watching Game of Thrones, obviously you're on a whole nother level. It's deeper. But if you just wanted to start with this show, you could. You absolutely could.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a sequel, or this is a prequel. So technically, if you did watch this first, like it's not a big deal, because it technically I think it was like 100 and something years, if I'm not mistaken, before 112 before Daenerys.
Now, who's the young lady that plays Rhaenyra? The actress,
Darcy,
Emma Darcy.
Yeah, there you go.
She is absolutely phenomenal.
Oh yes, I totally agree.
Absolutely phenomenal.
You were saying like the intensity that the trailer brings. She brings that alone. She is in character at all times. Like as soon as when they showed her face at the start, I'm like, she's pissed. She is pissed.
Yeah.
And one thing you gotta like commend the casting for House of the Dragon. Like for season 1, we've stated this plenty times on this show. The younger Alicent and Rhaenyra turned into a older Alicent and Rhaenyra. You wouldn't even know that wasn't like, you would actually think that was like an older version of them.
Yeah.
Tones, I'm telling you, when I was watching this, right? I think the young girls are in the first 2 episodes, I believe, right?
Yeah.
First 5. I think they're in the first 5.
They're in there for a while.
Oh, they're in the okay. Well, I got attached to those girls. I thought they were phenomenal, right? And so but I knew about the time jump. I heard about it on social media and stuff. So I was worried. I was like, oh, they're gonna do a casting change now. And I like these 2 girls. Are the older versions going to be just as dope? Yeah, they're just as dope. Dude. No issues at all. None at all.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal what they've done. I mean, having all these characters, actors rather, have all these actors pretty much be one of their first couple acting jobs, and actually doing maybe not like their first job, but they've only been on small production. A production like this and being this fucking good is so rare, and I think that's what like separates Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon from a lot of big productions for that simple thing right there. And of course they have Paddy Constantine, which everyone knows. He's such a iconic actor, and the dude who plays Allison's father, he's also a great actor. I forgot his name, but
and Matt Smith.
Matt
Smith kills it.
Can't forget about that one. But let's. What'd you guys think about the trailer? Let's start with you, Jay. Which trailer did you like better? And what'd you think?
Well, first of all, they're both phenomenal trailers. I agree with OG. They're both better trailers than the Star Wars trailer that we got. So which trailer is better? It's hard because I'm rooting for Team Black, so I kind of want to gravitate by saying like that's the better trailer. However, one of the side stories that I really like is I guess it's her nephew, right? The dude with the eye patch. Is that her nephew or her son?
No, that's her brother.
What?
Her brother?
You thought Rhaenyra's brother?
No, I'm talking about because he's aligned with Team Green, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allison's son.
Allison's son. That's what I thought. Yeah.
I thought you talked about Rhaenyra because I thought you talked about Rhaenyra. Yeah, that's Allison's son, Rhaenyra's brother.
Rhaenyra's brother. Oh yeah, you're right. yeah. Dude, Game of Thrones is so crazy. You can't get it right. You need to have a chart in front of you at all times.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's perfect. So that character is dope. I mean, you want the guy to die at the end of the day, but you're like, okay, if he takes a few bodies, like that's cool, but he has to die, right? So I love that aspect. Like the way that they've included him and the threat that he poses because of his chaotic nature. Like if you're playing D&D, he's like chaotic evil, dude. He's like the worst you could be. I really like him. I really want to see him do some things. I think when he's on screen in the trailers, both trailers, it's more compelling. You're like, oh, that's crazy. I love the little look in the Black trailer where Matt Smith's character, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Damon. When Damon like gives that little look, like, yeah, we're going to war. Like he's like I want to go. Like I'm giddy, man. Like let's go to war. Why not? You know, which is just because he's a psychopath, and so just him being a psychopath is kind of great. And then I kind of feel like I hope that they set it up so that the kid with the eye patch and Damon are the two like that need to go against each other, and it's going to be one of them that dies, right?
I do. Okay, I'm not gonna say nothing, but yeah,
that would be dope. So I'm definitely Team Black. I like the okay. Let me contrast the two trailers a little bit. I get a feeling that like the Rhaenyra storyline is all about her saying like, look, the realm has always given things to men, firstborn men. And my dad said that it was going to come to me because he saw what he could give it to, and he's like, "That's no good. I got to give it to Rhaenyra." And so she's coming from this place of like, "Dad's dead. I'm sad, but also I have to maintain control, the control that I can at least afford to have." And I like the people that she's allied herself with, right?
Oh yeah,
I dig the guy, the sea guy with the white hair. I really like her aunt as well. Like her aunt's a fantastic character, like offers a lot of wisdom in that. So I kind of that's more of an emotional play. When you get to Team Green, that play is more of like a shrewd conniving is a perfect word. It's a conniving trailer. You're like, oh dude, these bastards, like we gotta get them. So I mean both trailers are dope, but I like Rhaenyra's storyline. I like where she's coming from. I like how she's using chess pieces, even though she doesn't want to, because she probably doesn't want to work with Damon. I mean, they have a very off and on, like kind of contentious. I mean, the guy was fucking hitting on her, who has her uncle when she was like 10. I mean, the guy's a creep, right?
Yeah.
But you don't fully hate him because you're like, I know he's a creep, but I also feel like he is. The reason I don't hate him is because he's such a good character, right? So like you don't hate him like you hate like Ramsay Bolton, right? Who's just like just a dirtbag. He's a dirtbag too, but in a way that's like like what's he gonna do? You want to see what he's gonna do, and it makes you kind of want to watch. But yeah, I mean both trailers are phenomenal.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And question real quick, because you brought up Ramsay Bolton. Who was worse, Ramsay or Joffrey?
Oh, dude, God. I have to choose Ramsay every day of the week.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Joffrey, I could give him the benefit of the doubt of being a kid raised by psychopaths. Yeah. Right? Like, hey, if a product of incest too. Exactly. If you said, hey, Ned Stark, can you come in, take this kid and raise him? Like, I feel like he could have turned around. I feel like he was moldable, let's say. Ramsay Bolton is beyond, dude. Like that guy is like he is sold out to be just absolutely crazy. So in the grand scheme of things, Ramsay Bolton is like the most despicable character in Game of Thrones, in my opinion.
I'm right there. I'm right
No,
there.
refresh my memory. Ramsay, which character was that? It was the I'm bad with the Game of Thrones name.
He was the one.
He was hanging out with everybody, like he was the one that had the banners with people like sticking on them like this. He was like hanging and butchering everybody like on the way through.
Do you remember the Battle of the Bastards where Jon Snow is in the middle of the field and he has horses running at him and he like pulls out his sword and it looks like he's alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as the horses get to him, the horses behind him, his allies fucking rush and like fight each other. Do you remember that whole big battle?
Right.
God, that was such a great scene.
He took over Winterfell from what the fuck is his name?
Theon
Greyjoy.
Yeah, he's the one that made Theon his dog or whatever.
Yeah, that was unsettling.
Yeah,
unsettling is a safe word for that.
Very safe word.
Theon manhood, like we're good there.
Right.
Literally took his manhood.
Yeah.
So what? X, I'll go to you. What'd you think, bro? What'd you think about the trailers?
So I'm just gonna just say it right off the bat. Team Black all day.
Yeah.
There's no way. And yeah, definitely going back to saying the Team Black is ready to go to war. As to where when you watch the green trailer, they are going to try to, slither their way around this whole war. They're going to try to do the most devious things they absolutely can. And no, we don't want that. We're going to come in there. We're going to fuck your shit up. Then we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra's going to go in there. It's her throne. She's ready to take it back. And she's like, when we go to war, yeah, Damon's like, fuck yeah, let's go. I do love that, as we saw in season 1, that the Daemon and Aemon battle is going to happen. There's no way we don't get that.
Oh, it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Aemon is literally copying the look. The only thing the dude that just got, he's missing an eye.
Yeah.
I think that when that does come to fruition, that's going to be epic. And I do definitely think dragon battles, obviously we're seeing all these, there's still big dragons around. We're not seeing the decrease of into the small ones yet, like they said happened. So we're definitely going to get some dog fights for sure.
And we are getting 5 new dragons too. 5 brand new dragons we haven't seen before.
Nice.
And let me just say about the dragons, Marvel has been struggling with its CG for like, I don't know how many years now. Outside of like maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which was legit.
Yep.
But bro, these dragons,
they're
so ultra realistic looking, man.
Yep.
Like I don't know why you can't bring that to the table. Those dragons are so cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to know the budget for this show. And if it was done reasonably for a reasonable budget and they have dragons looking like that, I don't know what Marvel and Disney is doing over there.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
That's a whole other conversation that we do have to have.
Absolutely.
It's looking about 200 mil
per episode.
That's got to be
for the season. For the season.
That's not bad.
That's not really bad.
Not bad at all.
For 10 episodes, probably. So that's for the 20 mil an episode.
It looks like they this was for season 1 for 200 mil for 10 episodes. Yeah.
That's not bad. And those dragons look legit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. It's a great point, Jay. It's a great point. Some of the CGI and the Marvel stuff, like Multiverse of Madness and all that, it was like embarrassing.
Embarrassing, bro.
I did like the Shang-Chi CGI. I actually enjoyed that. Yeah. It was like there was a lot of good parts in that. By the way, that movie needed to be freaking done way before like the 5-year mark, and they flopped so bad. I don't want to get into it because it was such a great movie, but they should have made it sooner. But to your point, Jay, the dogfight between, or it wasn't even a dogfight, but a Vagar at the end when he ate up Lucerys, that was a amazing fucking scene right there. That was an amazing, and even when Daemon and his wife Lane, I think her name is Lena. When they were playing around in the sky, when she threw the fire and Daemon like was right behind her and Vagar blew it, like that scene was amazing too. Like the dragon fighting is going to be phenomenal in this show. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But what about you, OG? What'd you think of the trailers, bro?
Yeah, no, both were really, really good. I gotta agree with you fellas though. I'm definitely on Team Black with this. That trailer for me, the Team Black trailer just had like an intensity to it, a darkness to it that I absolutely love. Like I said, I wish the Acolyte trailer looked like that. That's the energy I was going for that show. Absolutely. Rhaenyra, fucking badass as always. Love her to death. You're right. The Team Green trailer was really, really good. The only thing is, it was a little more. What was the word you used, Tones? Like conniving. Yeah, and I think that's cool. But I think for like in terms of like if you're judging like the trailers, I think the intensity and the way they went about the Team Black one makes for a better trailer, a more interesting trailer. You know, the way the cinematography, the way this show is shot is incredible. I mean, this could be on the big screen. I mean, it's incredible that this is a streaming show, you know? It's incredible. And for the budget that they did it on, it's amazing. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I also like the guy with the patch too, Jay. There's something about that dude. I know he's an asshole or whatever, but I am also drawn to him. I like Rhaenyra, Matt Smith's character as well. Yeah, man. And I think the action too with because the season 1 I don't think we got as much action as we probably that we're going to get in this one. Definitely not. You know what I'm saying? And so you can tell in these trailers they're going to bring it. They're going to hit the ground running with this. And yeah, man, I'm stoked. I'm really stoked.
I want to your guys' point with Aemon, and he I think we're drawn to him because he literally was like looked over. Like he didn't get his dragon right away. He didn't when his cousins and his brother gave him the pig instead of a dragon. Right. Like he was always being fucked with. And then once he showed courage and he ended up getting Vhagar. He ended up turning into this badass swordsman, beating Kristen Cole, which is he's a great fighter himself. Like you kind of feel for him because he literally had nothing, and now he's one of the most feared fighters in the realm. And you see the ambition he has when he went to go find his brother in season 1. He was talking to Kristen Cole. He wanted, like, if he had the call to be king, he would have been there right away. Like that's his thing right there. And Aegon didn't have that in him. He didn't have that ambition to be king. He said it. He doesn't want to be king, but it was forced upon him because he's the oldest. But I think we like Aemon so much is because of that underdog that he was when he was younger, and now he's, like I said, one of the badass fighters in the realm. So I agree with you guys as far as Aemon. He's a great character. Of course, we don't want his side to win, but I want to see a fucking all-out battle with him and Daemon.
Yeah,
all-out battle.
I think there's a thing. Oh, go ahead, Extra.
I was going to say, do you think we're going to get Joffrey vibes from Aegon being king?
Ooh.
Oh yes, and we, to be honest, we might get worse. The one thing that I don't want to say the R word because I don't know if it's allowed on YouTube, but in season 1 he R-word a lot of his maids. Joffrey just killed people. He just sent people to kill people, which I guess is not like the better outcome. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he has that vibe in him. He has that kind of mindset, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think so. I think it might be worse. On a side note, I hated Joffrey so much. I hated that kid. I couldn't stand that kid.
He was terrible.
By the way, one of the most gruesome deaths I've seen in a movie or TV show was like his facial expression.
Yeah,
poison.
Well, he pulled it off so.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, what an acting job in that one moment.
Oh, that kid was brilliant. Yeah.
By the way, he still gets hate from that character he played in Game of Thrones.
He doesn't get hired because he played such an asshole character. Like
really
so well that people don't want to hire him. Not because of the bad actor, just because of how much a dick he was.
They think it's like his real personality or something like this.
Yeah, dude.
That's horrible. Poor kid.
Joffrey's death is. Tones and I talked about this when we talked about Game of Thrones season 1. Joffrey's death actually it gives you what was right with Game of Thrones before it got ahead of the books, because one of the things that George R.R. Martin is attempting to showcase, right, is how depraved humanity is, and how like concepts of or virtues that we see that you especially like to see in Star Wars. Like Star Wars is like a lot about virtues, like redemption is a giant thing, and justice, and like, you know, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. But Game of Thrones is more like those virtues don't exist when you're playing the Game of Thrones, right? There's no such thing as justice. And so Joffrey's death is so good because you want Joffrey to die at the hands of Sansa. You want Sansa to be like, dude, you're done, bro. Like, that's it. Like, you want one of Sansa's brothers to come in or her, or even Arya to kill him. And instead, it's another lady playing the Game of Thrones who kills Joffrey in this horrific way where you're like, damn, I didn't really want to see him die like that, though. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like it's just proof, because you can contrast that with how Ramsay Bolton dies, right? Ramsay Bolton, it was the first death that I can remember in Game of Thrones where I was like, whoa, that's not the show. That's not the show that I'm watching. Because that was like a character, Sansa got revenge against her tormentor. Like, and it was like, it was this sense of like, yes, justice was done, but justice doesn't happen in Game of Thrones, man. Like, that's not what Game of Thrones is about. So, and Tones and I talked. Go back and listen to that episode, because Tones and I talked a lot about that in that episode. But I think, to go back to Aemon really quick, and even Daemon, like, one of the reasons I think that we as an audience gravitate towards characters who are still despicable, but we kind of like we can kind of give them some level of respect, is because they don't lack integrity. Meaning they're never trying to portray themselves as something else. You look at Tones, you know all the names. What's the name of the green lady who was trying to get her son on the throne? Alicent lacks integrity, dude. She will tell you one thing to your face and then go do another thing, right? And integrity is a thing that we cannot deal with. We'd rather have you be sort of a person who's like, I don't care what you think of me, but this is my goal, and I'm going to kill people to get to that goal. You'd be like, well, that you have integrity. You've told me you're going to kill people, and you do. But if you tell me that you're going to be a good person and you sneak around and are a bad person, like, dude, fuck you, bro. Like, you're going down.
Right.
And that's what Alicent and her team feel like, right? Like, they feel like they sort of swept in. They started taking over everything. They positioned everything so that they would be there when they were not supposed to be there, and they lack integrity. And so it's really hard to root for someone who lacks integrity. But at least Aemon has integrity, because Aemon's like, I don't care what's going on. I'm out here to like be the best fighter there is, right?
It's like if Palpatine was in this show, he'd be Team Green all the way. Like that sneaky, manipulative, like, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And we learn about Alicent and her integrity when she has that foot episode.
Oh,
yeah. We learn that pretty early and pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly.
She sold her soul for some feet pics, dude. That's fucking crazy. One thing I want to talk about real quick, guys, is in season 1 we've seen a bunch of like political drama and not much action that we're anticipating to see in season 2, but yet we all like action, like from, I've had some good conversations with you guys. Action in an action show or movie is kind of the necessity of why we like this show. But in season 1 we didn't see much. It was more of a political drama, but we fucking loved it. Why do you think that was? Do you think because we knew something huge is eventually going to happen in the show?
I think it boils down to good storytelling. I think as long as if you're telling a good story, I think that you don't necessarily need the visual. You don't necessarily need the visual gratification of the fight scenes, because you're satisfied with where the story is going. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it makes all the difference in the world. Where it's like Tones, you were watching, what was that, Percy Jackson on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
and it's
What's
like, well, and it was like, yeah, the action was missed because I think a lot, like the story was lacking though, right? It wasn't like really there. So it was like, I think as long as you're telling a good story with that political intrigue and you're invested in just, you're invested the same as you would be with the action, but you're invested in a different way, you know?
Mhm.
So it still satisfies you. I couldn't put that show down. I was like hooked on that thing. I had to watch episode after episode. I couldn't put it down.
Oh yeah.
I think for me, I don't like getting into politics, all that much. But if you have a political aspect in the show, if you can have a I guess silver tongue when you speak fluent and it's like fierce when it comes out of your mouth, and this is the way it is, and this is how I'm going to make it happen, and someone's giving it right back to you. I love that. Like if your dialogue is just fantastic, then we really don't need a whole lot of fights, and you're fighting with your words now. But then, you do have someone coming out of the corner and smashing somebody's head in with the marble, but
and sometimes that's even more satisfying to have that where it gets in your head and you're thinking about stuff,
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I agree. And we, season 2, we're going to get the drama, or excuse me, the action rather. We're going to get that action that that was missing in season 1 and more. Like we are going to see an all-out war. We're going to see houses, not houses, but castles burn. We're going to see people die. We're going to see, just crazy amount of drama in season 2, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I think for me, when it comes down to what makes for really, really strong storytelling, like OG is talking about, it has to be earned conflict. So you can do conflict in a way that's unearned, and it's like soap opera-y, right? Like everyone goes like, the baby is his. They go, whoa, like that's just dumb, right? Like it's like whatever. But earned conflict is because conflict can be physical conflict, which is like action, generally speaking. It can be relational conflict. It can be spiritual conflict. It can be social conflict. It can be all these different aspects of conflict. And I think it actually goes back to the way that our brains are wired. We are constantly trying to have information come into our brain and then make sense of it, right? And so when the conflict isn't earned, it doesn't quite make sense. It's kind of like that's nonsense conflict. But when the conflict is earned, what it does is it engages our brain to say, what would we do in that situation? Right. And the way that it works so well is that they have all of these characters, all of who have very different personalities and different ways of behaving. And in those scenarios, we actually learn like, oh, that's a person that I need to watch out for in my life, because a conniving person is a person who poses a danger to me, like, right. Or like an aggressive person poses a different danger to me. Or if I play the Game of Thrones, what do I expect to actually be faced with? Right. All of these things they're done in a fantastical way. But the reality is that we as humans deal with some of the same things. So that conflict, that earned conflict it's very compelling to us. And I think that Game of Thrones is, Game of Thrones, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad, they're not always action oriented, right? But the conflict is always there, and it makes us keep watching.
And this is exactly why I love Jay Shear. Brilliant analysis right there.
That's so funny. I was just about to say that too. Like I said, I watch your videos all the time, Jay, and it literally puts things in perspective. In a very like easy way than I thought in my head. I'm thinking like I overthink shit. You can ask X. I'm a big overthinker, but the way you put things in perspective, I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
I'll start with you, X. Thank you for coming on, bro. Tell the people where they can find you on social media, please.
On all platforms, XRod TV, XRod_TV. Find me there. And if you liked Game of Thrones season 8, you're on Team Green.
OG, appreciate you for coming on, brother. If you could tell the people where they can find you, please.
Absolutely, Tones. Always a pleasure. Always a good time with you guys. You can find me on Orange Grove 55 on YouTube. You can find me Orange Grove 55 on Instagram and Orange Grove 55 on X or Twitter. And
It's been an honor serving with you all.
There we go.
I love it. Love it. Jay, thank you again for coming on, brother. If you could tell the people where they can find you.
Always a pleasure to join you guys. You can find me over on the Orange Grove 55 channel. Like I said, every couple weeks I'm on there. You can't really find me on X that much anymore because I just decided that it was a waste of my time. I love interacting with my friends on there, but like the head trip of interacting with people who just have no idea what they're talking about. Like it's not even that I don't like interacting with them or think they're really bad people. I don't believe that. What I believe is that it's an improper way of exchanging information. Right. So I'd much rather do that in the context of having a conversation with you guys. It's much better. So you can't find me on X anymore. I mean, you can, but I'm not doing much out there. You can find me at How Stories Work with Jay Shear on YouTube. That's where I'm posting but what things I'm learning about storytelling. I have a director series where I directed my first short film, so I have like all the things I learned about that. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at.
Yes, sir. And guys, I will have all their stuff in the description below, so go under their name and click their links and give them a follow. If you guys want to find me on social media, Tones_TV on all platforms. Make sure you guys go follow my TikTok, Tones_TV on TikTok. I do most of my news and stuff first on there. It's a little easier to get it out on TikTok first. So make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok. Yeah, Tones_TV on all platforms for the rest. Go ahead and follow the podcast that Candy Camper and I do, Bad Thoughts Podcast. I will have that in the link description below, in the description below. But yeah, thanks again for joining me, guys. Hope you guys have a good night. Love y'all.
Bye, guys. Thank you.